Hi guys, for those that are watching this back, I'm just moving my camera and we're going to get going on this. It's the final part. So just bear with me, I'm just getting this done. It would be good if my camera decided to play ball, but it doesn't. So I went away and finished the rest of this. Hi Melissa, this is just the final part. It'll be a very quick one today. I'm just moving my camera, guys. That's it, that's better. Get my iPad and then I'll be ready. How are you all? It's going to be done with pastels today, so it's just finishing it up. Hi Desiree, it's the final part today. I'm like, woohoo! I'll finally get there. I've got my pastels ready at the side, which is what I'm going to be doing. Hi Alicia. So I'm just getting my live chat up so I can see what you're saying on my iPad. And then we can finish off. So it could be done with any pastels, chalk pastels preferably. But I've just got the Faber-Castell 72 set, which I got in a Black Friday deal a long time ago now. So I'm going to be using these. And I'm just literally going to be finishing this off with the background today. Hi Karen. Look what happened. Look what happened. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know what? I'll sort that out after, as long as I can see the colours. So I'm not going to be sorting this out now. But we'll go with it. So I just need a bit of scrap paper. I need to pick out what colour I'm going to choose. I'm thinking to go with a deep purpley pink. I'll see it on a scrap bit of paper. I might go with something like that because it will stand out. Like a dark purple or a dark pink, or we can mix those two up. Actually, they're really nice. I like those. So we might go for those two. I don't know if anybody else does this. I just get a knife and I scrape it out on something plastic, because otherwise I end up putting way too much down on the paper. So this is how I do my pastels. Just scrape it all out onto, you can do it onto a plate. I just do it onto any kind of like plastic Tupperware lid, and that should be enough. And that's probably still too much. And then I get my cotton buds, and then we can get into like the fine detail. So this will be the last live stream for a bit, because we'll finish this up. And oops, I've got it on my fingers now. You can never do this in like a manner that's not messy, can we? Hiya Charlotte. I just dropped a cotton bud on the floor, which I'm sure that my little chip will have. So this is what the two will look like. So this is, you lay down like a, I'll go closer for you. So it starts off with like a dusky purple, and then this one's like a deep, similar to that. So I think I'm going to go for this one for now. And then if I want to add anything else in, I'll be doing that. I might add a stencil in, we'll see. But this is what we're doing today. So I couldn't tell you the name or the shade of the colour, but I do have the 72 set of the Faber-Castell chalk pastels. And I love these. I know I've got dust all over myself, but never mind. So I was just sitting there watching one of those like true crime things on the Jim Jones massacre. Has anyone heard of that one? Where he was a cult leader and he led loads of people to like a mass suicide. Oh my God. Like, where do these people come from? And to think what he managed to pull off. I was sitting there horrified, absolutely horrified. My mum told me about it and I just sat and watched the story and I was like, how do these people do that kind of thing? So I'm gonna like just put on the edge of my cotton bud some of the like it's a dark purple, like very dark dusky purple, and I'm just gonna go into like the areas that I wouldn't be able to get into with like a large cotton pad. And I'm not laying down too much colour because I want it to go dark to light. Hi Francis. I was just talking to Francis over on Messenger. She's probably sick of the sound of my voice by now. No, what happened, Alicia? So I'm just going in. I just find cotton buds work best for this because you can fade it right out. You might get dust everywhere, but it rubs out. So I'll mix up my colours after. I don't like an overpowering chalk pastel background. I just like to fade it out so that it's in the corners and it fades out. Hiya, Grace. Hi, Melissa. I saw Grace. Well done for finishing it. I'm not there yet. I'm just doing the background. So I'm literally just doing like a light coating. What camera does she use then? Because I just use my phone. Like, I find my phone works best for me. Like, I'm not one of these YouTubers that has one of these like fancy cameras. Sorry, excuse my voice. You know, my phone works fine for me. I use my iPhone. I just got an iPhone 6 with a regular camera. So it works. I don't want to overpower this with a background because I don't think it needs it. So I'm just going to I'll work up there after. I'm just going to go into where I want the colour. I'm still with my purple. I've not changed to my pink. So am I too like zoned in, or is it okay? And if you get pastel on anything, it rubs out so easily, so don't worry about it. I'm going to move my paper. I just use my phone. I honestly, does anyone else use their phone? Oh no, she does use her phone. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen then. Oh, what a shame. That's annoying for her. So that can fade out a little bit up the top after. We're going to try and go into here. I love cotton buds, or I don't know what you call them. What do you call them in the States, these things? We call them a cotton bud here, or a cotton swab. Yeah, same, Francis. Your phone does everything, doesn't it? Q-tip. So we're using a Q-tip for those of you in the US. They come in so handy. They're not just for beauty. I'm going to swap over to my pink, which is the dark. I showed you. It's like a dark pink. I'm not going to use much of this though. I'm just going to use this minimal because we've got quite a bit of pink in here. And then we'll do something a little bit more fancy with it. But we're just getting the colour on the page and seeing where we want to go with it first. But I love pastels. Like chalk pastels, I absolutely love. Because they're so versatile. And then if you go with a clean end, you can like fade it out. So, you know, there's so much you could do. I love some pastels. I love me pastels. Pastels are great. You know, they're not too bright. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go into Ella's ear part here. And then I want to fade her out a little bit. I don't want it overpowered. So I do it with my clean end. And then, yeah, I know. Alicia, I get told off by my partner for using them for that. He's like, you're pushing it down into your ears further. You shouldn't use those for your ears. And I'm like, oh my goodness me. I use them when I get an itch. Okay, so we're going to do some like circles up here after. I'll show you. So we just want to fade it out a little bit. We don't want it overpowered. Hi Victoria, that's a nice picture opposite Grace. I quite like that. So yeah, it's not going to be an overpowering one. I don't think she needs to be overpowered, Miss Ella. I'm going to go back down here. I don't want a lot of pink in my picture, to be honest. I want more of the purple. So I'm going to go here with the pink, darker pink. If you go for the lighter pinks, they look a bit neon. So I mix up two colours. I've missed a little bit there, but never mind. And we fade it out. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to muck around with it. And then I'm going to grab back my purple, so my other cotton bud or Q-tip, and I'm going to see, I've got things everywhere. The only thing is I hate with pastels that it gets in places, but if you've got an eraser or a rubber as we call them, you can just do that. It's no big deal. So how's everyone's Sundays? For those of you, it's still early, it's late. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. 1 o'clock. I needed that. I was absolutely shattered beyond words. And I just slept and slept and slept. My body needed it. I'm getting my clean end. So, if you get your clean end, you can always fade it out. And you don't need to go over the entire picture with pastels. That's the good thing. You can pick out areas. No Serene yet. Mind you, it will probably come in the week, Grace. Okay, so I'm going with my purple still. I've not changed from my purple. I'm still on the purple. And look, it's going on to my flowers, so I've put too much down. We can always blow it out. It's so messy, pastels, isn't it? But I love pastels. Right, let me get a clean one. This is I have like 5 beside me, so I have clean ones. And then I'm going to just zoom out a little bit, guys, because otherwise you won't get in the camera. I'm going to come over a little bit. And I'm going to I'm with my purple still. And we'll tidy it up after, and we'll add some stenciled like circles in with the pastels as well. Kind of like a bubbly effect, I suppose. This is with my clean one because I don't want too much laid down. You just want it ever so slight. You can do this with pencils, but it takes a lot longer, so I'm just doing it with pastels. I think you should get it, Charlotte. If you can, like, I don't encourage spending, you know, if you can't afford it, because there's many things that I can't afford. Like, I can't afford the Holbeins or Holbeins or however you say them. I know that one day I will get them, but I'd love to have them. But if you can get it, get Serene if you can. I'm going with my pink now. I think it's worth every penny. It works out about, for me, I think it works out with postage about 20-something pounds. So I don't know in euros or dollars or anything like that. But Serene is so worth every single penny, in my opinion. I'm just like flattered that anyone likes what I do. I genuinely am. I say it every time, but I am. Like, I'm no Dee or like masterclass or anything. I love to colour, and to think that, you know, people like anything I do is just like, oh, thank you. So I'm going to go back. I don't want too much pink, as I said. So I'm going to go back with my purple and fade that out. I know. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm nearly there. Like, how did that happen? How did I get to 1,000 subscribers? I had a really weird message, I forgot to tell you guys. A very strange message. And it was someone asking me, you know, am I trustworthy? And I was like, huh? She said, oh, I was telling Frances, she said, oh, you know, we see your hands, we hear your voice, but we don't know what you look like. And I'm like, I'm not putting my face on YouTube for the sake of that comment. I'm sorry. But you get some strange messages, don't you? She's like, and I said, you got a point, you know, like some people appear to be okay and they're not. I mean, there's a lot of that going around, isn't there, where you think you know someone and, you know, they turn out to be a little bit loopy-loo. But, you know, I'm not putting my face on. I personally don't want to sit in front of a camera face to face. That's just me, you know. I love watching people face to face. But yeah, it was just funny. She said, you sound normal, but are you normal? And I was like, well, I think so. Yeah, I know, Desiree. It was quite funny the way she said it. She said, you appear normal, but are you normal? I was like, yeah, I think so. I think I'm normal. I'm my normal anyway. I know, right? Like, I was just like, okay. So I was telling Frances, I was like, I'm sending you a video of me just to show you that I am who I say I am. Oh, it was funny. Like, I deleted the comments because those sort of comments you just don't need in your videos, do you? You're like, okay, like, I just don't get it. What is normal? I know it's my normal, so I said my normal. I'm my normal. I am trustworthy, I think. I would say I am. But yeah, I've had some really weird comments, honestly. And I just think, like, what makes you think of these questions? Like, I don't know. This is why, I mean, I don't get round to answering every single one. I will do at some point, but, you know, those kinds of comments you don't want to spend your time with. And I get it. And then it makes you sit there and think about it and think, do I need to put a face-to-face up to show people that, you know, I am who I say I am? But it's just silly. It's just, I know, Frances, I know. I was just like, okay. Like, you delete these comments, don't you? Because you just think, do I really need that there? I've got pasta all over my hands. I've had some strange cookies, I tell you, some strange cookies. I'm with my, I've not changed from my pink. I've hardly put pink in there yet because I'm going to do pink, like, stencil bubble things. But you have some odd comments. You really do, and you think, oh. I said to Andrew, like, what did you say to that? Sometimes you just don't respond, and other times you just think, oh my Lord. I know, Victoria, but I think, you know, I agree. There are a lot of trolls out there, aren't there? And there's a lot of people who appear to be okay, and they befriend you. And I've had this, you know, they befriend you, and you think you trust them, because I am very trusting, like, in terms of, I must admit, I trust people probably a bit too much. And then they turn out to be absolutely crackers, and you think, oh my God, what? You know, what did I just waste months for? I mean, in general, I've been absolutely fine with people that I've met and spoken to through colouring. I'm just doing this with my, fading it out with my clean Q-tip or cotton bud. You know, I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, but you don't always get the ones who are trustworthy. You don't. It's just life. There's so many. Everyone can go on YouTube. Everyone can go online, can't they? And everyone can appear to be okay, and then later down the line, they're not. So I get that part, but, you know, you don't have to leave that in a YouTube video. You know, those sort of comments, you're not, well, I certainly wouldn't. Even if you thought it, you wouldn't leave the comment in it, because it's just a bizarre comment to leave. But, yeah, I mean, anyone... You know, even like my incident yesterday with somebody trying to hack into my Facebook and stuff, and I thought, you get so many nutcases that you know, anyone can go online now, sadly. You know, it's a good thing for a lot of us, but in the wrong hands, you can have people who, unfortunately, you know, can be a little bit keyboard happy with what they say to you. I'm just grabbing a stencil, guys. But yeah, you have to be cautious. But then again, you know, you don't want to be overly cautious, because then you push people away and you never make a connection, do you? So it's like finding a balance. I need to find my eraser. So my arms keep flying out everywhere. I'm trying to find my rubber, guys, because I've got a bit of pastel all over the place, because my pastels all fell out of the box. Never mind. These things happen. So yeah, that was my little story. Like, that's my bizarre YouTube comments that I get. And then I get like some random, don't get me wrong, most of them are absolutely fine, but then I get some random emails, because I set up an email specifically for this so that they don't go to my personal one. And I get some lovely ones that, you know, people open up about themselves, etc. And then you get the bizarre ones like that, and I just think, you've taken all that time to sit there and think that I'm some like weirdo and some like random. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, that's my little story about that. So it made me think, and I thought, I hope the ladies who I talk to don't think that I'm some nutcase. Because I'm not, I promise you. If I had a reason to go, you know, on camera, I would. But with this kind of thing, it's your hands. It's not, you know, you don't need to see my face. I'm not going to just randomly turn my thingy over and like start, you know, all of that. I don't know. Yeah, thanks, Desiree. Well, I probably am. Let's face it. Okay, so just with the small, I don't know if anyone's got a stencil. Just with the small stencil, I like to, this is just me, I'm just doing this. And I'm just going to go with my purple. I did this with my Tinkerbell and I quite like the effect. So I'm just going to do it on this one because it's quite cute. And I'm not doing it with the big one, I'm just doing it with the smaller one here. Thanks, Francis. I do sometimes think I am though. But for different reasons. Not that I'm like some weirdo or anything, but you know what I mean. I don't know. It just made me sit there thinking, and I thought, I hope people don't feel that. Yeah, it is quite funny when you get these randoms, isn't it? You sit there and you, like, I was reading it out to Andrew, and Andrew was just like, God. He said every YouTuber gets this though. They'll get these random things. He said, you know, everyone gets them. And I was like, yeah, I suppose so. So, yeah, apart from me getting up at a stupid hour, I thought I'd explain that. So I'm just doing like alternating between my purple and my pink, and I'm just placing it where I'd like him. So, so I'm just blowing it because it gets everywhere. I'm not going to like overload it. I think I'll do a small purple one there. You're just going obviously a bit darker because it has to show up, and I don't want to smudge it. Yeah, Desiree, I know. That's what I said. Like, Andrew's quiet, and I'm just totally opposite. And he thinks I'm crazy half the time. But they stick around, so we must be doing something right. We must be. Because if we didn't, they'd be gone. Right, purple. See, it's just like random little bits I'm doing. I'm not, you don't have to do this, guys, by the way. I'm just doing this because I just wanted to. Yeah, they wouldn't stick around. I'm just going to have a sip of tea because my mouth gets dry from when I talk so much. I talk too much. That's my problem. Exactly. If we went quiet, like say for instance we changed our ways and we went quiet, they would not know what to do. They would be like, all right, can you bring your craziness back? Hi, May. They would be like, just bring your craziness back. I miss it. So, you know, they wouldn't have us any other way and they wouldn't be without us and vice versa. I would be so lost without Andrew now. So lost. I would be like, it would feel like my, you know, my left arm has disappeared. If he sort of like up and left. So it works both ways. I'm going to move down. I think I just want one more. And I'm going to do half, not the full. Just like, you know, if you would have one behind the leaf. And then I'm going to get my white gel pen and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So that is more or less like how I'm going to do it with my background. And then I need my white gel pen, which I don't know where I've put it somewhere. I keep putting things away when I need it in front of me. Thanks, Victoria. I mean, it's nothing special. It's just a quick one. It just fancied a quick background. Like, I'm not doing with pencil. Pencil's going to take forever. So I thought we'll just go with, you know, something simple. Something we can all do that doesn't take us forever and a day. So I'm just literally going around the edge of it and a little dot, like sort of highlighting the little bubbles. So nothing like, you know, not the whole thing, just like you would with a bubble. And then I think I might just do a few little dots, just like small little ones, just because Ella is a little princess and she should have like a shine. I am mad. I did. I know, Desiree. It's because I don't put things away. This is my problem. I think, And then when I do put things away, I also can't find them then, so I can't win. Yeah, I'd probably be... Have you noticed that about me then? That I keep losing... That's so funny. Yeah, I do lose things. I'm like, where's that gone? Where's that gone now? I don't know where I put things. Yay, Grace. Well done. I need to watch your Tender for... Is it your Tender for Enchantments? I've not been on YouTube today, so I need to have a look properly. Yeah. We do that. So we're going to go over. I can't lose my buff titanium anymore though, because if I lose my buff titanium, I have got some backups. So, you know, we won't, well, if I do lose it, I've got backups, it doesn't matter. But I'll probably lose the backups as well, won't I? Okay, so, oh, where did I put another one? We're going to put just a couple of little speckly dots, and then it's very quiet in my house again. The budgies are asleep, Chip's asleep, Andrew's out. It's nice when, you know, you got a bit of peace and quiet. I don't like it when it's too quiet. Okay, so that's it. I've done her. I have finished Miss Ella. And she's quite girly. She's quite girly. I need to straighten my camera for you. So that is the most simple. They're asleep. They're on top of their cage, Grace. I'll have to, when it's a daytime in the summer, I'll have to show you my budgies because, yeah, I mean, it's dark in here. I've got the daylight lamp on. I use that here, I'll show you. It's like a daylight lamp over my thing. And I the rest of the room is like fairly dim, so if I took the camera over there, it wouldn't show them. I mean, I've got my chip beside me, which I showed you the other day. So I hope that you have enjoyed that, and that, you know, you haven't been bored with my chatting. And yeah, this was quite a shortish like stream in terms of, you do need a daylight lamp, Desiree. You know, in terms of the background, they don't take long. That's why I like the chalk pastels, because they don't take long. I mean, I personally didn't, you know, sometimes some people like to do backgrounds on every single picture that they do. I don't know where my other one is. If you bear with me, I didn't want to put a background on that one, so I left it, you know, on this one. I mean, I personally don't think that all of them, I don't know if you're with me here, but you don't always need a background, I think, because the focal point is the picture, and sometimes it can take it away from it, if that makes sense. So like for these ones, I didn't like a background on this too much. I don't think it needed it, but I think Ella needed something, so I just gave her a little one. But yeah, I like, this is one of my favourites actually. Desiree, did you want it to look aged, or did you want it to look normal, you know, like complete? Because I personally like the vintage look on stopwatches and like antique, and I think I used Prismacolors on this actually. So if you go for like ochres and siennas, you can make it and fade it out and make it look aged. And I think I achieved the outside with polychromos, and that was in, do you want me to tell you roughly which colours that I used? I think I used a touch, I remember, a touch of sanguine, that's quite nice. I know for a fact, if you look, especially around the edges, I used terracotta. I definitely used burnt ochre. I mean, these three together, they achieve like a reddish sort of bronze type, and then in the middle, I'm sure I used sand. I can't remember now. Buff titanium. I used buff titanium. I'm trying to think now. I didn't write them down, but these are the sort of colours that you're looking for, and a brown, but a light brown. Oh gosh, you know when you can't think off the top of your head, but you know, like a Bista or however you say that. Like, these are the types that you're going for. You're not going to go for like, you know, dark browns. And then on the edge here, just go a little bit darker and fade it out. And then get your buff titanium and blend in your aged part, if that makes sense, because I didn't write them down. I need to write things down when I do them so that I can tell you. But, and then the crystals, again, crystals I just outlined with the white, and you know the wings here. So if I zoom in, if you go with the wings as well, the same as what we've already done on the other wings, if you white out all the black lines, it makes them look, you know, like they're shiny. So if you go for like the sanguines, the terracottas, and the burnt ochres and Bista. Francis, am I saying that right? Because you always correct me on if I say something wrong, which I like because I don't like to say things wrong. Is it Bista? Francis knows. And did you notice, Francis, I actually know how to say magenta now. So I've been saying magenta. Oh, my words and losing things is just, you know. And then, you know, that I talked about the tombos for the roses. That's those colours. Thanks, Grace. So let me zoom out a little bit. I haven't actually done much in this. I started one and didn't like it, so I left it. I've done this one in here, which was, you know, I only used 5 colours on this. Victoria, it doesn't smear, no. Like, this has got, if you look, this has got a pastel background in like different colours, very faint. And then, you know, if you've got a faint one, I'll do it on Ella and I'll put it back. So if you wanted to smudge or erase, shall I say, so say for instance on this, you wanted to take out some like some circles. You get, I've just got like, this is an eraser, you know, just like one on the end like that. And you can, with just like here, this is how I do if I want to have circles on the page. So I do it on here. This is also what I do. I take out some. Thanks, Francis. I never know how to do that. I never know how to say things. So you can also take out circles instead of adding them. So when I take out circles, I just use an eraser. Like, I don't do anything special. I don't have a stencil. I will put these back in. Don't do this if you're doing the colour along, because I'm not doing it. I'm just showing for the purpose of the video. Like, you can take out circles as well. So you shall, you know, just get the gist of things. Like, this is just the way I colour, by the way. This isn't anything special. It's just how I colour. I always say this. You don't have to follow anything I do. It's just, this is how I achieve my pictures, that's all. So this one was 5 colours only, and I mixed those 5 colours up. I think it was pink, peach, green, purple, and a green, another green. There was 2 greens. And with the peach, you can mix the peach with the pink and make 2 different shades. You can mix the green with the peach and make a different shade. So that's just 5 colours, and I really enjoyed that. And that was just a simple pastel background. And then, as I said, I did, like, if you see, it's very faint. I only wanted a faint one. I just took out, and I just wanted it like a little fairy tale, because it's called Fairy Tales. And to me, that just looked like a fairy tale castle. So that's all I've got in this book. Like, I've done hardly, and I started this one and absolutely hated it. So I'm using this as a tester page because I hated this. I couldn't do fur. This was like 2 years ago now. So I didn't like that. And then I didn't like my strawberry. And the only thing I liked was the icing on the cake. So I left that. And that's all I've done in this book. Like, that is really bad. So, yeah, thanks, Francis. I'm back at you. And that's it on this. I mean, I don't know, you know, if there's nothing else to show. That's Ella the Deer finish. So we are done with Miss Ella. And yeah, it was a short stream today because it was just the background and the finale. And I've not stopped talking for, how many days have I been doing this? This is like 6 parts. So I've talked your socks off for 6 parts, which is probably about 10 hours. So thanks for everyone that's joined in. And thank you also for those that are doing it and sending me the pictures. If you are doing it, please send me the pictures over on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, I'm over on Colour and Chat with Sammy as well. And I would absolutely love to see your pictures. I love to see. It just makes me so happy. So, that's so sweet, Desiree. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for this part, and it's wrapped up. And I'm gonna not do some live streams for a little bit. And when I do come back with some live streams, it's gonna be, we're gonna do a step-by-step on colouring faces and skin tones. So I will pop over on Facebook the day before that I do it, and I will pop up all the colours that you need so you have them in advance, and we can do it step by step and break it down if that sounds like something you would like to join in on. So yeah, if you go on Facebook, I will announce it. Oh, I'm just putting my pencils back. So thank you, guys, and I've had fun doing this. But I'm now going to go and do my Sphinx, and I'm going to relax with that. So yeah, we're going to do a step-by-step, and have a great evening and afternoon. And Francis, go and enjoy your Viking show, and I'm going to go and do my Sphinx. So take care, everyone. Bye.